My name is Leela. I'm from Mauritius. I was a previous student of Cesaret's Culinary Arts Academy in Switzerland from 2015 to 2018. A very proud student of being in Switzerland for 3 years. Then I did my internship in President Wilson, five-star property, in the pastry. I had no idea because before I wanted to become a chef. Then later on, I sided more on the pastry side, the sweet side of life when I was doing my internship. And I did my 6-month internship in President Wilson with the French pastries, all the basics. I got to learn a lot of things. And from that time itself, I started like loving pastry a little bit more than kitchen, but it's personal. Everyone has their own choice. Some people don't like pastry at all. We are so good in kitchen. The second internship, I opted to be in pastry itself, and I was placed in a clinic, Clinique La Prairie in Montreux. And it's a very luxury clinic, and it's all about vegetarian, vegan, new experience. It's something I didn't expect, but something that shaped me better, because I guess everyone is going towards this side of not eating too sweet, and some people are vegan nowadays and vegetarian. So I got to learn for 6 months with great chefs. I went to Dubai. I worked with a lot of events like the main host racing, big events, royal weddings. I did wedding cakes. I worked with chocolates, with all kinds of garnishes, all kind of cakes. And I was feeling so comfortable because I already had this great basic knowledge of everything. So no one could tell me that I don't know. It was like a very proud feeling, because everyone was looking at you like, this is a Swiss student, so she knows better. Can you please teach us? Despite being an intern, I was teaching higher positions than me, and it was a great thing. But now at home, I'm taking orders. I created logo, and all thanks to SCG, because we get to plan our business plan. We get to do all these things, and it's so easy when you have to set up your own business. Wedding cake is something from, it's dated long time ago, where people used to do wedding cakes because it was a symbol of purity. It was a symbol of bringing good luck to the couples. It was also like designed in white because of the bride's gown. It was like it symbolized completely purity. So it was the main part of the event, where you have this wedding cake and everyone has to everyone waits for that moment to cut the wedding cake and to share it. And people use it's very important. I don't find myself going to a wedding where there's no wedding cake. I would definitely ask them now, why are you not putting a wedding cake? So I guess it's something, it's adapted in all the religion now. Like I don't find that it's something only like Catholic or Christian. It's very common nowadays. Even in Mauritius, all the weddings that we go, we have a wedding cake. It symbolizes, even for engagement, you have this wedding cake. It can be a single cake. It can be 2, 3, like, it's stacked up cake. But I guess every bride it's always a girl who wants something nice for their wedding, like the best cake ever, the cake that is wow, that is nice to take the picture. This is a main thing, and I can't see it stopping. It's very, very important to have a wedding cake, I guess. And I guess maybe one day when I get married, I have my own plan to do my own version of cake. Now it's getting more and more fancy. Like wedding cakes are getting like, you can play around with lights on your cake, on your white cake. Before it was very like classic, like a classic cake with a white icing. Nowadays you cannot even imagine how it's wow. Like wedding cakes, or people pay a lot. Even in Dubai, people were paying like, I don't know how many thousand dirhams. I think I have to work my whole life to pay for this wedding cake. But royal weddings, we were paying like super like huge amount just for the cake itself. And they do all kinds of height, all kinds of varieties, and I guess it's adapted in all the in all the cultures, a wedding cake is very important for everyone, I guess. Yeah. Nowadays in wedding cakes, most of the people now, but nowadays we want something. We're using a lot of fresh things. We want like fresh flowers. We love macaroons on their cakes. We love adding this, like, you know, this new modern touch to the cake itself. And as I said, like now it's getting very common that people are playing with lights. We're paying people to, like, you know, design the cake. You have the white cake and you have the lights like projecting on the cake and doing different kind of, you know, the pictures. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying, but it's getting very common. People don't mind to pay this much as long as their wedding cake is wow and it's out of common. And the trendy thing is everyone wants a nice cake. They have this special toppers. There's businesses creating like cake toppers for wedding cakes only, and you have personalized ones. Everyone has their own choice. And I tell you something honestly, if I have 1,000 clients, I have 1,000 different, like, I need this, I need that, this should be like this should be like that. There's a lot of things, a lot of details. And it's all about pastry is about details. It's about satisfying the customer. It's about you make them happy, because this is the main part of the event. Even for a birthday, you can have a big dinner, but at the end, it's when it's a time for cutting cake, everyone is just focusing on you, everyone is just wishing you. This is the happiest moment. So I guess a wedding cake also is a big part. And the trendy of, like, the trend, it's getting more like people are having it more in a modern way. Some people are just doing it like a dummy cake, but then it's already pre-sliced, so that you don't have to wait to go and cut it slice by slice to serve to everyone. So it's a dummy cake. And also the slices are already cut, or people are serving the same kind of cake in cupcakes to give to everyone. So I guess it's a great idea for everyone to just go. It's easier. Like once they're cutting the cake, you're just like, I want this cake. You can't wait for them to cut the like 100 pieces of it. So the waiter is just distributing all the slices and the cupcakes, and I guess everyone is happy like that. Yeah. Me, I love being creative on my cakes. Well, I love to keep the classical taste of cakes, but I love to go on the 3D size or 3D type of cakes. Like in Dubai, I was a big fan of horse racing. So I was doing like a horse, like a carved horse cake covered with icing, like sugar paste. And like when you see it, you don't feel like cutting it, but it's like so wow. Like now after tomorrow, I will have Emirates plain cake. Like I will carve it into a plane and I will write it. It's mixed. You have both the artwork and the pastry. It takes time, but it's worth it. When you love it, you can do it. And a lot of people have different recommendations. Some people love like horses. Some people love a lot of things like doctors. I had operations cake, like everything that you can imagine. My favorite part is I love creating classical cakes like black forest with a kirsch, and I love red velvet with a nice creamy cheese frosting. I love people to taste the real taste of the cake, and then we go towards the modern side of it. Like nowadays, it's getting like less sugary, more nutty. We're going towards more like a healthy kind of cake nowadays, but it all depends on the person's requirement, what they want, what they really need. Yeah. Please get yourself the best wedding cake ever, because it's the main thing. It's your picture, it's your day, and definitely plan it well. There's lots of ideas behind wedding cakes, but it's a very important thing. You need to have it. Like it's the main part of the whole event. And yeah, just everyone there